Yo, it's Mac, baby.
And Alexis.
This is the JudgeUsNot podcast. We back at the courthouse. Of course, we got my boy Dame in the building. Yeah, man. I want to talk about something interesting today.
Yes, sir. What we talking about?
I want to talk about just the mindset of being a go-getter.
The go-getter mindset?
Yeah, like on some entrepreneur type shit. You know, like what puts certain individuals in that mindset to be like, you know what, I'm about to do this. I'm going to do A through Z, and we're going to see how this rock. Or even the mentality to even get it started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because I think having the idea is the easy part, obviously. But it's like, what's the
it can
trait?
be. I think it can be for some people. Some people, even just as you said that, bro, just it got me thinking like, I feel like everybody got their role. Some people are idea people, and some people are like the soldiers that put it. Some people like I guess like idea people. Then some are like how to like delegate certain tasks and put it. Okay, well if that's the idea, we need a person that does this, and this. And then there's another level, the people that actually do the work. You know what I mean? That they're okay with not having an idea. They're not being the number one guy or number two or whatever. They're okay with doing the work, the craft of it, whatever it is, And I think being able to identify them roles and stuff and identify who you are in that equation is part of it.
Yeah, and I think I realized that as far as when I used to do music, thinking you can do everything by yourself, that was the first time I realized it's impossible to do music by yourself. And then as I start getting on other things, I realized it's impossible to do anything by yourself. Like there is no way you can function doing anything without having a team, bro. There's just no way. There's nothing that's a one-man job. You know what I'm saying? Like even when you even look at something as simple as boxing, right? Boxing is a one-man sport, but you have a team to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fascinating to me.
Exactly. I ain't never seen no boxer come out by himself for a fight.
I train myself, bro. I just put on my headphones and I just do my thing. It's like, bro,
that's actually a good analogy, and that it really is true.
I just thought of that too, man.
Yeah, I like that. It really is true though. And then I think it's let's talk about like what makes people get into the mindset where you can do it all yourself. And I think a lot of it comes down to like, you've been like let down or disappointed in the end. Patience, you ain't got the patience to find somebody, to
I think that's the core
tasks.
of it right there. Is being impatient, man. Is like, fuck, now I gotta wait on this motherfucker to do this. You feel me? Like, even like I said, coming from music and shit, like I hear a lot of people who end up producing themselves just because they couldn't get beats from people. You feel me? They end up building their own studio because they can't get studio time, or this person kept being booked out, or whatever the case is, and that becomes time wasted. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you just end up trying to do it yourself, and then it leaves you wasting more time, but it adds more value to you as a person. You feel me? Or even if you wanted to be that extra hand for somebody else, now somebody else want to record you, like, oh, I can record you. You know what I'm saying? Because now I've been doing it. Now I know how to. You know what I'm saying? So I think it helps. It helps in the long run, but it's definitely a hassle at first, But I think it definitely helps you in the long run.
I think it does. I think it comes from the energy that you come at it with too.
Sure.
If you coming at it from like, man, fuck everybody, I got this shit myself. Just being in that state of like, fuck everybody. Ooh, I feel like it's hard to like. You will have some success in that way,
but you're doing it like out of anger.
Out of anger, and then. In that you're gonna, with that you come like bridge burning, you feel me, and isolating yourself, and
you come spiteful to other people, like, oh fuck that, no, y'all didn't want to come fuck with me and do this and do that. Now your whole agenda is like, I hate all you motherfuckers.
Exactly, and we see that on social media all the time. That's like that's a very big part of for some people flexing. When you flexing and you're flexing this watch or whatever, you're saying, fuck y'all. Y'all didn't help me. Nobody helped me. And my back was against the wall. I did this on my own. Look what I did.
It's funny that you bring that up like that, because I do that on the opposite side of it. Like, when I post something, if I post something, but like even, doing the podcast and everything else, and it's like when I don't, because I don't reach out to a lot of people no more like I used to. And when I'm on social media, to me, it's them showing like, look, I'm not just ignoring you, bro. Like, I'm doing shit. Like, this is why I'm not answering you. You know what I'm saying? This is why I'm not like talking to you like I used to. You feel me? It's like I'm doing shit now. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's just like a flag. Like, you know, I'm not ignoring you, bro. I'm just busy. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like that.
But
nothing wrong with that.
Because I thought about that last night. Actually, I was just like, just a lot of people I don't talk to no more, and they really bugged me. You know what I'm saying? They really bugged me. Just like, damn, like these are my fucking friends. You know what I'm saying? Like people I really fuck with, like my brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like I just went to my brother's house the other day ago when you was tatting. You feel me? And I was just like, I'm out and about. You feel me? I ain't seen my brother since Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. So
and I kept saying every day I was going to go over there on the weekend. For some reason, I never did it. You know what I'm saying? And my other brother, because he moved out, Joe had moved like up north and shit. So he's coming back out here this weekend. I was like, all right, I'm going to try to show up over there. And I end up going over there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, shit, fucking miss y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's a big part of it too, though.
I ain't been here. You feel me?
I feel like that's a big part of just what we're talking about with the whole go-getter mentality. Like, that's maybe not in this case because, you know, you haven't seen them in a long time, but like a lot of people that little voice in their head is saying, you know, this is my cousin or this is my brother, or this is my mom. I have to do this. I got to hold it down for the family. Without family is nothing, this and that. And that could be in a healthy state or an unhealthy, toxic place too. You feel me? Because you're always being like, well, I got to do this. So-and-so went to jail. I got to bail him out. I got to do that. But all of those are keeping you from your individual journey too.
Right.
You know
and just to be clear with me, just to always bring it back on some negative shit.
Keep the balance.
Just to bring it with me, like the title don't mean anything to me. You know what I'm saying? It's not because you're my brother or whatever, how I look at you. It's how I look at you is the reason why it's important to me. You know what I'm saying? So if it's bothering me that I'm not reaching out to someone, is because I know how they play a part in my life, and you feel me, and how they impact in my life. And for me not checking in, it's like it does something to me. You feel me? It's just like, damn, this motherfucker was here. You know what I'm saying? It just does something to me about it.
What's it called? Like even like actions. You know what I mean? You start. I think at a certain point in people's lives, they start looking at the world and in their interactions with people, like more so like, what's really going on? When has this person been for me? What have they done? What do they bring to this relationship? Can I call on them for this and that?
And I'm definitely like that. And that's why I don't talk to a handful of people. It's because I have no use of communicating with you. You know what I'm saying? Other than saying what's up or what are you doing? But I have no other reason to call you on a daily basis. Like, you're not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And I have no problem like ignoring you for that. You feel me? Like you no use to me. I'm not gonna keep in contact with you just because you know me. Like, that's silly. You know what I'm saying? That's just silly. So it's just people just doing their own shit, and I'm not finna waste. I just don't see the logic behind that shit. Like that whole childhood friend shit and all that shit just don't mean anything to me, bro. It just don't. And I'm not gonna say it never did. I just know as I got older, I get why people disconnect. Like it just made sense to me all of a sudden. So I never took anything personal when I don't talk to nobody no more, no shit like that. Like I just get it. We just grew apart. We were just stuck in the same neighborhood.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because we talked about that before. Like how you get friends just out of convenience.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I mean?
Like the people you go with at school, you just see them every day in class, and you just learn to deal with each other in class. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's the same shit. So. You know?
Yeah. And
the people get that, oh, he switched up when he got money. No, I was just stuck in the same place that you were. And now that I don't have to be here, nigga, I don't want to be around you. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you get a lot of people that move away and you know, and find whole shit. Oh man, it's popping down here in LA, this and that. Yeah, it is. But at the end of the day, you also removed all your distractions during that move. Like when you moved away, you ain't got all these distractions, so you're able to stay focused. You know what I mean? You ain't got everybody pulling up. Oh, bro, what you doing today? I'm about to pull up on you, knowing damn well we ain't finna do nothing that's gonna project me in the direction I want to go.
And it's funny that you use that term because that was part of the reason why I didn't want to move back out here is because it was just like I don't like the idea that people can just drop to my house. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like the unannouncement shit. Like. What are you here for? You feel me? I don't want to just hang out. But like if you're not coming here for something, just don't even stop by, bro. Like, just I'll see you on Instagram or something. I just that bothered me, man. It took me a while to come back into this area and shit because it was just like I don't like that feeling. You know what I'm saying? I like to be left alone. I like to be left alone when I'm home. You feel me? And unless you're bringing something here, like you're not finna be hanging out at my house though. That's not gonna be a thing. That shit is not happening. So
that it just reminds me, like, you know, like you said, the whole go-getter thing is like, I think a lot of people don't fully understand what that means or like what that entails. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people be like, you know, especially now, it's like we're like in the age of like entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got this product, I'm putting this out. It's like became like trendy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a cool thing to do, but I think people got to remember, like, that shit is like, that's not always fun. You know what I mean?
That shit is a different trait.
These things of like not hanging out with your friends all day or not doing this all weekend. That shit is, for a lot of people, is not easy.
You have to be a certain type of people to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what we wanted to talk about today. Is just like the mindset that you have to be that type of person. You know what I'm saying? What are you willing to let go? You feel me? What are you willing to not let distract you no more? Like, what are you willing to give up? You feel me? Like video games, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? What are you willing to give up to be who you want to be? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Are you just cool with the persona putting out here like, oh, I do this, but what are you really doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
because the idea of everything be sounding real good until you in the game, it's like, damn, you know. And I think that's why I like a lot of these entrepreneurs when they come out and talk. But I would like them to talk more about. I don't want to say the downside, but more so like the grunt work or the you know, them hard long nights and how it affects their relationships.
Because it's easy to say just do it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like
everybody be real motivated. Oh, you can do this. You want to do this. You can make this much a month. And they ain't saying all the hours you got to put in and how you know you ain't even got time to whatever go on a date or your kids is, you know what I mean? Because a lot of success, let's face it, a lot of successful people. If you was to ask their home life or their home relationships, their kids, their wife or whatever, it's not always peaches and cream. Like a lot of them are saying like he or she, like they excel in this area of life, but as far as like a relationship, a husband or a wife, you know, I had to sacrifice a lot being with this person, but they were able to like provide this or they showed me this or whatever. There's always a give and take to everything.
Exactly. And I was just about to say that realistically, there's no way you can do it all. You're going to have to give up something. Either you want time or you want money. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to get both. It's not happening. You're going to have to sacrifice something. You feel me? And like speaking on relationships, like, you know, a woman may want a certain type of guy, and it's just like, okay, how do you think that guy became that guy? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He didn't spend that time hanging around with women all day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what he been doing. You feel me? So you just gonna have to take that little time that he give you and just enjoy it. And while he's out, let him do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that shit just it don't coexist.
That shit even talking about it, bro. Like that shit really. It took me some time to like connect the dots on all that and understand like everybody does have their role. You know what I mean? Like even with your situation, how you know you're very much like on the father, the man role is this, the woman role is this. Like for back
traditional.
in the traditional, that seemed like what? Nah, man, that girl got to be doing this. But it's taken me as I get older. I'm understanding like everybody has their role and they like kind of can work together. You know what I mean? To where there, you know, it does work in a certain way.
We don't have to be doing the same thing for it to work. We just need to know where each other lacking and just cover those bases. You know
and complement each other. Because like, sure. You know, it's hard to like say you running a full blown business, you're gonna be doing all these things, and then it's like, damn, and you're expected to be, you know, with your kids all the time and be a standard, you know, perfect dad or a perfect husband. Like that shit is taxing, bro. Like one of them things, no problem. Like for me, in my case, doing the business stuff and you know, doing the tattoos and all that, like that shit just, I can do that. I can work long hours. I can do this and that. But then you throw some kids in it. Okay, now you throw some health. Like you gotta go to the gym. Now you throw. You know, whatever.
life.
Life.
A
couple things happen, family things happen, whatever. Now it's like, whoa, shit. Now this shit's getting real. You know what I mean? To where it really got me thinking like we were saying in the beginning, you can't do it all. Yeah. You can't do it all by yourself. Yeah. So it's like the thoughts of just even relationship wise, or having a woman that kind of can complete or like kind of balance out certain tasks or just, I'm like, damn, this shit. I've even thought about like hiring a nanny and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I
like
too.
You can't really do it all like that.
And check this out. I want to ask you just a simple thing, just as far as relationship goes in business. Like, how helpful do you think it would be if you had somebody to be like, just to make your appointment? You know what I'm saying? Just to be like, somebody's calling to book an appointment and she's handling that for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much of a load off that would be for you? You know what I'm saying?
I think it would be, and it's so crazy because like the younger me is like very like me. I got this, like shit. Oh, they're gonna help me do that, and then what? They gonna want some of the cheese, like very like resistant to all that shit, right? But now I'm getting older, I'm realizing like, man, that shit is dope, bro. Like that's why they say what behind every successful man is a them sayings and shit, and vice versa. You feel me? For a woman being excelling, you need that man to balance that energy too. And it's really all starting to click because like in that scenario you talking about, like that would be dope. Like for us to wake up, all right, babe, you got this and this to do today, and then we're gonna go do that, and then her doing that shit, and then me doing my side of it. And at the end, high fiving the motherfucker and saying, man, we won today.
We accomplished today.
Like like that shit is
and
really
I always
appealing.
say it, even though I talk a lot of shit when it comes to relationships or whatever. But at the end of the day, what I always make clear is that we better together than we are apart. You know what I'm saying? It's like we made for each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we just got to stop fighting each other. We just got to start fighting each other fucking vices, I guess, or demons or whatever the fuck, and just accept us for who we are with each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
and I think just talking about these things is like you start identifying like what's gonna work for you, what's gonna compliment you, what do you need out of that other person when it comes to being a successful or like a go-getter type of person. Like you need somebody that's gonna understand what your grind is, what kind of hours you putting in, and sometimes when you are doing a little too much, they need to be able to rail you back in and be like, hey, but you've been you
cross the line.
Yeah, you ain't been home in so many days because you've been on the road doing this. Like whatever it is, like you need somebody like that. You know what I mean? And in a healthy way, not in a nagging.
Damn, you ain't done it.
Yeah, bro, because that ain't gonna work either. It's definitely some team shit. You know what I mean? And now I'm starting to realize that the older I get, boy, because I'm like, man, you start seeing motherfuckers like that's been in couples, and even if they don't even make that much money at their jobs, they just working together in more of a harmony state, and I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers is doing hella shit now. Like, where am I fucking up? Because I'm like, damn, how y'all get to go on all these vacations, bro? What am I doing wrong? But it is that. It's you trying to do everything yourself, and it's becoming, you ain't getting nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting nowhere.
Coming a hamster on the wheel, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So what do you think, I want to say, what do you think that can keep somebody on that path to be a go-getter? Or do you think it's more of like a discipline thing though? Like, I think, and if it is, how can somebody get to that point to be like, okay, this is what I have to do every day, and like, how do you even get there? You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of it has to do with, I love that question. Why? Like, why are you doing this? Why do you want to be, a go-getter? Like, what are you trying? Like, are you trying to prove something? You trying to prove something to some outside source or whatever? And I think when you can answer like, why do I want to be an entrepreneur, or all these type of questions, then it becomes clear. Like the motives become way more clear, and now you're understanding. Okay, because somebody can, I think this is another thing that gets you in the mouse wheel, or whatever. Is like, I'm trying to be an entrepreneur because I wanna like, make a lot of money and look a certain way and buy things and get certain recognition from other people. So okay, so then you do that. And then what happens when, you're not getting that recognition from those people like you was assuming that you was going to get? Maybe somebody else moves in next door and they flexing way harder to where you kind of fall back and they ain't nobody tripping off you no more. Now it's like you ain't got no ground to stand on, because it's like, shit, my motive was this external source. So now all my shit comes crumbling down. Or like, you know, whatever it's, you know, a lot of people, they can have this go-getter mentality, but deep down, they really just trying to fucking become successful to appease their parents or something like that. You know what I mean?
Wrong or
exactly.
Case is,
What happens when your parents die? You ain't got nobody to impress no more. Now I'm retiring. I ain't doing this job no more, because your whole shit that gave you fuel to be in this hardworking, you know, workaholic ass mindset was some shit opinion based on somebody else. Yeah. You feel me?
You want to know what's crazy is that everybody motives are
different.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what made you a go-getter made somebody else different to be a go-getter, and it's just like, and it could be completely opposite. Like, man, I was always told I was never gonna be shit. And you can have somebody else who's like, well, I'm this way because, you know, my parents wanted me to be this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was raised to be this way. It's just like, it's crazy, man. It's fascinating to me, man.
It really is.
And I think that's the art behind it, though. You know, that I know you was talking about earlier. You was talking about some little program or something that you was in that
the Enneagram.
Yeah, that you was just like how y'all all there for different things, but the core reason is the same. And I just think that's crazy. Like, that's kind of what we was just saying. Like, you're all doing the same path, but y'all got there a different way. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why life is just so fascinating to me, bro. It's just like, there's no one way to do anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just like we talked about before, just being like fatherhood. You know what I'm saying? Some people can be a good father because their dad wasn't shit, or you can be a good father just because your dad was a good father. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you interpret it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, am I going to be this type of person, or am I going to be this? Your reasons are different, but the goal is the same.
Exactly. And I think it's important to, like, for everybody to remember that, like, nothing is how it seems. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, I had someone who was telling me the other day that they, so basically my boy was telling me that his girl had bought him like a chain, right? So he bought him a chain. And so then my boy, his girl was one to buy him a chain. Like, babe, you don't want no chain? I got credit. We could do this, this, and this, and this. And my partner was like, bro, I don't want no chain. Like, I don't need that. Show nobody this and that. But the wife was kind of pushing it. Like, nah, babe, I'll get you a chain, this and that. So my point is, like, she did buy him a chain. He got a chain. Now my boy, oh, boy, you out here getting it. Boy, you was a boy. Hey, that boy a go-getter. Boy, you see he doing things, this and this. And not knowing the full scope of things is, for one, he didn't even really want the chain like that. His wife was wanted to get him the chain. Now you got to ask why. That's why I asked him. I was like, why? You don't even want the chain. Why your girl wanted to get you the chain? And he was like, man, you already know it's like some flex and shit. She trying to flex on her partner because she buy her man a chain. So all these things are going on. All these, like, whatever it is, ego stuff and just competing and what we consider status and what we consider doing things or go-getters and all this and this and that. And from the outside, my boy here looked like a go-getter. Other brother looked like a go-getter, but really it's between two women competing with each other. You know what I'm saying? And I think we don't look into shit that deep at all. We always just, like, see something and we come up with these assumptions of, like, oh man, this person out here getting it, but he must, whatever it is, a car or something, not knowing it could be linked to some crazy shit. Some shit he happened when he was little. You know, someone told him he wasn't never gonna get no car, and ever since he was 10, he been trying to get this car, and he finally get it. You know, is he a real hard worker, or is he just really super, like, just spiteful and trying to show somebody out? You know what I mean? So it's the motivations is everywhere, man.
I think that's crazy too. Just as far as like with me, I was talking to my brother about this shit the day ago. Like, I don't care about a lot of shit. Like, nothing impresses me, right? Like jewelry, cars, and shit like that. But the only thing that does impress me is like a house. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I see somebody's house and I see, like, they stove in their kitchen and shit, I be like, damn, this shit is fly. Like, that's the only thing that gets me, like, damn, I want that shit. I want my setup like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but when you can come with a new car, clothes, that shit doesn't do anything for me. But when it comes to a house, it's like, oh, I like that shit. I like how they got their backyard like this. Like, I like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I never have to leave the house if I live there. Whatever.
Yeah, like it's hella weird, man. I don't know why I'm like that. I'm just big on homes, I guess. I don't know. It's just I don't know why I'm like that, but it's just it is like that with me. I know why I'm like that because I didn't come from shit.
I was just going to say I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say because it's a symbol of stableness.
Yeah, exactly. Like
security.
I never,
you know what I mean?
I never had a fuck, something is ringing in my head right now. I don't know if I'm the only one that's hearing it, but
the angels speaking.
It's
to
something
you.
like ringing, but yeah, like we was never like stable and like we moved a lot as a kid. You feel me? And we never just had our own space and shit like that. We like always shared rooms and shit like that. You feel me? And not until we got like older and shit, like when it was just like me and my other brother, where we actually ended up having our own room and shit. But other than that, it was just like we just never had our own space like that. You feel me? So like the house was always like it's just like a thing. I guess was just like I guess it's just that like just
it's like feeling a hole. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But somebody could see that. Say you get your house and you got all these whatever new stoves. As a matter of fact, one of my boys I was just with him and he had just redid his whole kitchen. And he was showing me pictures, and even in my mind, I was like, bro, that shit is hella dope. Like you know what I mean? And to me, it's just that's what I viewed it as. I was like, bro, you really like stable. You really doing your thing. Like you ain't buying cars and shit. You buying like dope shit for one that is adding value to your home and the longevity, its investment, everything. You know, it makes a lot more sense. But two is just to be able to do that. You know, was really cool. And then here go my ego kick in. Man, this little motherfucker, man, he younger than me, boy. He doing his thing. So where that I use my ego a lot to like propel me and have like motivate me to do shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, man, he's younger than me. He doing this, man. I'm about to buy a house next year. Y'all got me fucked up.
I look at people like that too, and it's I would say it's fucked up, but it's not because I never do it out of hate or envy. You feel me? It's just like
it's just a kick in the ass.
Yeah, it's just like damn, he got up and did this shit. Like what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like he was looking up to you and all this shit. And you didn't basically put him in this situation, and you still doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just I definitely, and that's my motivation, like to be better too, because I do know I got people that look up to me, and it's just like I don't want them to look at me and be like damn, he's still in the same spot when he gave me this information. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like I feel like you are a product of your what am I trying to say? You are a production of your product, right? Like I'm the product and I'm selling it, but I'm not producing. You feel me? So it's like I'm giving out information, but I don't show any progress of my information that I'm getting out. You feel me? So that's how I feel. It's like, damn, you talking that shit, but what are you really doing? You feel me? Yeah. That's the reason why even when I do talk to like younger people, I always make it clear, like, yo, you just have to have a different type of mindset. You feel me? I was like, look, I know what my problem is. My problem is fixing it. You know what I'm saying? I know what my issues are. You feel me? But once you pinpoint your issues, you can work from there. You know what I'm saying? So my advice is always like the root. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about who's doing what. You find out the why. You know what I'm saying? And get yourself together. I had these there's this couple that was mentoring me and shit and put me on a lot of shit, man. That's how I even read my first Robert Kiyosaki book. You feel me? I think it was Business of the 21st Century. And just that book alone just changed my whole idea of like just rich and poor. You feel me? Like, oh shit, rich people and poor people aren't rich because of like where they live. They are because of their mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you get so many like professional athletes and shit like that who go bankrupt. It's just like because it's not the money that's the problem. It's you just have a spending problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't know how to manage your money. You feel me? So it's a mindset that I have this money to buy these cars. I have this money to buy these houses. I have this money to do this. But it's just like, what you gonna do when that runs out? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why you broke. You're not broke because you don't make money. You make money. You just put them in the wrong places. You feel me? Yeah. And you know, I had this conversation with you not too long ago. Like, damn, I didn't spend like 20 bands. Like, where the fuck did it go? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like when you don't even know where it went is a problem. You feel me? You have nothing to be like, okay, I put it to that. I put 10 over here. Like, no, that shit just disappeared into miscellaneous bullshit. You feel me?
And I think that's why like your principles and your foundation is where that's why like with me, like I never stop learning. Like I'm always like watching little tapes and I don't have a lot of physical mentors around me, but I'll be quick to YouTube shit and just look at little different things and get a bunch of seeds planted in my mind. Like, okay, well, this person's doing this and this is his results. Okay, well, let me try that, because like you can't never just think you know it all. You know what I'm saying? Never. And just that stagnant attitude where like, okay, well, this is cool. This is enough. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You just got to really keep pushing. You know what I mean? I'm always like researching shit and just like trying to switch it up. But I think for me, it's like I've recently just trying to ask the questions of like, why am I doing this? You know what I mean? What is the intentions on what am I gonna get out of this? And you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Yeah. Because if not, you're just gonna be constantly. And then another thing, like people be like, don't compare yourself to people, this and that. I think it's just a lot. It's like how you're doing it. Yeah. Like there's a healthy.
Because I definitely think we need that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how we. I mean, that's how we better ourselves as humans. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Comparing things. You feel me? Like even when it's a new app that comes out, you compared it to an app that you thought, maybe I can do this better this way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we could do this, and it's like that's how we function. That's how you improve shit. You know what I'm saying?
So, there wasn't no other people. I was just reading something, and I forget how he said it. I ain't even gonna try to think of it. But
try your best, bro.
But yeah, basically they was like was it talking about the ego? Like there would be no ego with nobody else. Like if it was just one person, I wouldn't have the need to do anything. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. But like your bare minimum, like eat so you don't die. But I wouldn't feel the need to like buy this table, buy this couch, because nobody would see it. Nobody would really trip. You know what I mean? So it just really struck me as like, damn, that boy.
And that's really why I really hate when people do something that everybody can see or whatever the case is, and they say, "Oh, I did it for me."
Yeah,
like, stop lying.
Yeah, oh shit, you about to
stop lying?
That's gonna take us down a rabbit hole.
I just want to look good for me. All this type of shit. Like,
I just want to be comfortable in my own skin. Like, no, man, that shit is. And that's the thing. Is like, that's why I really like trying to like get deep into shit, because we say a whole lot of shit that sounds good, sounds appealing, but when you get to the grassroots and the real motives behind everything, it's a hard pill to swallow, some of this shit. But it's okay. It ain't like we're bad people. It's just understanding that as humans, this is really what makes us tick.
And that's what I wanted to say earlier. I wanted to say that we have this idea that people spend a lot of time trying to prove society wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to do this. I can do this better, or just like a woman, for an example, like when it came to like the whole working thing, like, oh, I get my own money. It's like you feel like you have the need to prove something wrong when, like, in reality, no one gives a shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's that chip.
It's just like no one gives a shit how much money you're like. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, what's in your head that's telling you that this person cares? You know what I'm saying?
And then we be like, oh, I'm gonna show them.
Yeah,
well, you ain't hurt nobody.
It's like no one gives a shit.
So this is an interesting. So why we talking about that? Because I've been realizing like I have like this very like individualist mentality where like I got to be different. Like if everybody's doing something, I can't be doing that. Yeah. And it's actually
someone like that.
Yeah, and it's actually like a real contrarian, right? But it's actually doing harm, because I'm like trying to separate myself, whether it's like social media, like, oh, everybody posting and doing the same little posts and like, man, I ain't trying to be like everybody else.
I'll tell you my logic behind it.
So I'm doing that, but I'm not doing anything. So I'm not even taking advantage of that whole social media shit. Whatever it is, buying homes, cryptos, and all this shit that can be potentially like, beneficial shit. I'm so like, man, everybody doing it, man. I ain't trying to be like everybody else. And so I'm not doing a lot of it. You know what I mean? So who's really winning? Because in my mind, I'm like, man, I ain't being like y'all, this and this and that. But like, y'all motherfuckers is winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to come you have to be realistic with yourself and be like, bro, like, if this shit is popping, bro. Like find your lane in it. You ain't got to be a carbon copy of everybody, but like definitely take advantage of situations because we try to separate too much.
And there's nothing wrong with copying something that works.
Yeah,
so it's there's copycats. There's nothing wrong with being a copycat if it works. You know what I'm saying? But my thing with that is this is why I don't.
That's an onion.
This is why I don't say I'm a contrarian or whatever. Contrarian. It's because I like to think deeper into. I want to know why is everybody doing it. You get me? And then once I figure out that why, like, then I'll look into it. I'll be like, oh, well, I like this too.
Yeah.
Then I'll end up doing it. But I would never do it in the beginning because I want to know why everybody's attracted to it.
Yeah.
I want to see why is this a thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's always been my thing because I just hate feeling like a robot. You know what I'm saying? I always hated that. So if I see everybody doing the same thing, I want to know is why is everybody doing that? You know what I'm saying? Why is everybody jumping off the bridge? Is there something down there or like what? Or I just need to know. I just need to know why everybody doing this. And like even when it comes to fashion, right? Fashion changes every fucking year, right? People start wearing baggy jeans. People start wearing skinny jeans. You're like, why? Why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? So at that point, you're just like, why are you wearing skinny jeans? Oh, okay. Okay, I don't like the way they feel, so I won't wear them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I do wear clothes that fit. You know what I'm saying? Because it fits better than baggy pants and skinny jeans. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I just like what I like. Yeah. So, but when the world brings it to me, I look into it though to be like, okay, why is this brought up in my face? Why is this a thing? Then I'm like, oh, okay, I get it, or whatever the case is. But sometimes I won't be a part of it. Sometimes I will be.
It's gotta just hit.
Yeah, I just like what I like, and sometimes something will grow on me. Something will grow on me. Like, oh, okay, I see why they like this shit. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to it or whatever the case is, or you do it a couple of times, and you'll get it. Like, I'll give you a little example when it comes to food with me, right? I used to hate syrup in my eggs, bro. When I used to eat like pancakes and eggs and shit, I used to hate syrup.
I fuck with that.
In my eggs, I used to literally like fucking divide them. Like I didn't want the syrup to touch my eggs whatsoever.
That's like my son, boy.
But eventually, it got to the point now I pour syrup on my eggs. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's a thing, and it's just like. But before I didn't like it.
Boy, you could put syrup on hella shit too, boy.
Like I still feel that way about chicken and waffles, right? I think chicken and waffles is a dumbass idea, right?
Really? Oh, no, that shit.
And I know I'm finna get shit for saying this, but I never seen the combination of me eating, and it's because I thought about it wrong, right? Because I'm thinking with chicken, people use syrup with their chicken. I didn't think of it like that. I thought of chicken and waffles with syrup and hot sauce. That's how I looked at it. And I was just like, why would you mix that? You know what I'm saying? So I never looked at it with just like syrup or whatever the case is. So now I'm starting to understand it a little bit. But at the time, it was just like, who the fuck would eat chicken and waffles? Like, that's a dumbass combination.
Because you thought chicken automatically go with hot sauce.
Yeah, you know exactly. So, because I don't really eat chicken without hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, why would I eat? Am I going to add hot sauce to my waffles? Like,
that's a whole other. We're going to have to do a whole episode on foods and shit like that. Because I'm like, bro, I can't be putting hot sauce on everything like that.
Yeah, no, I try not to because I just try to like appreciate the food a little bit. So, but that it is my safe route. Like if I don't know how this food gonna taste, it's like, oh, let me just throw some of this shit.
I know what hot sauce, so it's you want, exactly. You want that safety,
yeah. So, but back to the whole go get it thing, man. It's interesting. Yeah,
I think just even bringing the word safety, bro. That's what keeps a lot of people from taking that leap of faith and doing these.
That's that job security.
Yeah, that job security, man. Speaking of like the entrepreneur wave right now, I see a lot of people. Sometimes I even find myself hating, bro. Like, man, you ain't no entrepreneur, man. You sell this little shit on the side. You know what I mean? That's when I'm feeling low or whatnot. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck you and your candles, man. You got a job with benefits and shit. You don't know nothing about this pirate life, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, nah.
You over here sponging your job money saying you made it off a candle.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like this, you don't know what it's like to just not get no money, have to make something happen, you know? But nah, I think what was I gonna say? Shit. See, now I'm over here hating. Now I just feel I'm just picturing all these people that be like, just check out my new page and
You want to know what I want to say about that? Like as far as like having a job and shit, people think it's a safe route until you realize how much it's not. You feel me? Like
as far as like the time consumption?
No, just as far as like you can lose your job like that. They can get rid of your ass in a heartbeat. You feel me? It's like you keep your job out of safety, but they only keep you because it's convenient. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's like the moment that you're not, then what you gonna do? Now you really got to figure it out. You feel me? And it's just like, that's what I like about the entrepreneurship is that you already finding a way to make money. You know what I'm saying? Then the fact that you're not relying on something else to like get you there. But with a job, it's like it's a safety net that you feel it's a safety net until they feel like, motherfucker, I don't need you no more. Like we're not gonna give you a raise. You maxed out of this. Like you can either leave the company or you can, you know what I'm saying? Like when you start laughing with those ultimatums, you're like, damn. I spent 15 years here, 20 years here. You know what I'm saying? It's just
that's been real sad to see too lately with like the COVID and shit. My brothers was getting just X'd. But I think
know we talked about that before. Like I never felt so bad for people, bro. Like I never felt so bad for people who just lost their job just because. You know what I'm saying? It's just like just because the state was just like, motherfucker, we don't feel safe for COVID right now. It's just like, damn, what the fuck you expecting?
Let's talk about that though for a minute, because that I feel like, man, I don't know, just based in my like interactions lately, that whole, just like the whole COVID in general, the EDD checks and all of that, like the effect that has had on people's work ethics too. You know what I mean? And I know I said I was hating on like these like halfway entrepreneurs, but at the end of the day, I think it's pretty dope because like you said, they're showing resilience. They're showing they do have a little bit of pivot game to their life. Like if this ain't working, well shit, I'm gonna make this happen. So I definitely respect it. And I think it is just like a stepping stone to like, maybe, eventually like maybe fully doing your thing. And at the end of the day, man, like that full entrepreneur business, that shit ain't for everybody, bro. Like I said before, that shit is not always sunny. Like some days I be thinking like, damn, bro, man, maybe I'm fucking up. I be seeing everybody taking vacations and doing shit. Like I feel like I'm still like having to work, you know what I mean? So where but then again, that goes into, and this is where I guess my main point is like, whatever you're doing, as far as if it is business or, you have that go-getter, like make sure it's some substance behind it. Because if it's just pure money, like money motivated or whatever, like at some point it's just not going to last. You're not going to have like that foundation is not going to be as strong as if it had like kind of like almost like some like labor of love type thing. If you had some sort of like heart behind whatever you're doing. Because I guess that's the only thing I'm saying when I'm saying hating. I see a lot of people just hopping on waves and just doing stuff because it just happens to be popping at that time.
It seems like it's like a what you call that, like a quick flip.
Yeah, just a quick flip to where it just reminds me of even kind of like the music industry. Like you got so many artists, this and that, but there's no like substance to them. Their background stories ain't there. It's just to where you're not even remembering them. And I feel like that's kind of like what some of these small businesses that just pop up and like whatever. Like I'm doing lashes. I did lashes for a year. And then they just forget about it, go to their regular job or whatever. It's almost like, I don't know. I find myself like separating people. Like, okay, this is the grinders, the entrepreneur, and then like y'all dipping in our shit, and then going back to the regular world, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's something for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Like people just dip in and out. But it's like,
damn, I had a point to all that. I just,
you know what I mean?
Spaced out. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, man.
Cocaine, hell of a drug.
I be trying to hold my shit. I be trying to listen to you, trying to hold what I'm about to say and that shit. And then when I get engaged with you, I just completely lose that fucking thought, bro. Oh man, I had something for all that shit, man. I completely forgot, man. But
shit, and that's how the distractions happen,
it
bro.
Does,
you can have a plan of doing this and this and that, and then that life, your friends get in your way and they distract you, and then all of a sudden you forgot what you.
And to get to the root of all this go getter shit, the distractions and discipline, you need the discipline because you ain't gonna make shit happen without it, man. It's just, it's impossible. You need to be like, I can't do this, I can't do that. And the only reason why I bring that up, just me having that space out right now, just made me think about when I grab my phone. Like if I want to go look up something, I grab it and I completely end up doing some whole other shit. Then I'm stuck doing that 15 minutes and be like, damn, why the fuck did I grab my phone? You feel me now? Like now I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, what the fuck? I grabbed it for something, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, and just like that, whatever you planned on looking up was just gone.
Yeah,
because you was distracted on Instagram or whatever. Because your routine, when you grab your phone, you go to Instagram or whatever the case is, and not whatever, you know what I'm saying? And not Google search, whatever the case is. So I don't know.
To piggyback off that, just the distractions thing, and that goes for like your relationships too. Like any like young cats that's, I don't give a fuck what it is, barbering and doing this, whatever it is. You gotta be real aware of like your path, like what you doing, what your objectives are, and who's around you. Like if I'm hanging around, like I'm saying I'm a barber, and my plans is to go to barber school, learn how to cut hair hella good, maybe work out a shop, get experience, open my own shop. That is your motherfucking path, right? So you got to look at all the people around you. If you got, my one partner over here, he's in the streets and he's busting moves doing this and that. My other boys over here, he's just a party animal. He wants to do that. Like if this is your circle, you have to be real aware of like what you can and can't do. You can't be over here,
1 foot in,
one foot out, half stepping. I swear I see a lot of people do that, and I've done that for a long time too. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be, I'm better because I'm trying to do my thing, but then I'm still gonna play around the streets, or I'm still gonna be out here partying, clubbing every weekend. That shit does not mix. That's how you see a lot. I've seen the most talented people that be their downfall because they want to like get their cake and eat it too. Like I want to have this business and be able to like have it flourish.
But they want like the street image.
Yeah, either that or just even the leisure shit.
Yeah,
like I'll be like a lot of cats like. You want your business to flourish, but then you also want to know, we want to watch every football. You want to know every football player's stats and this and that. Like, there's only so much time and knowledge and all this stuff that you can kind of retain. So I think I guess I'm trying to say is like, be clear on what you want and realistic about what you're going to have to put into that. You're gonna have to sacrifice some of these leisure things.
There's two sayings that are not myth, bro. You are the company you keep, and show me your friends, I can show you where you'll be.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is for real, bro.
Yeah,
like it is really for real because you only attract people that's like you. You know what I'm saying? Or who you want to be, whatever the case is. And if that's not who you want to be, if that's who you want to be, then that's your path, bro.
Yeah,
and then take that pill and swallow it.
I see that happen a lot, bro.
And which is why I don't feel sorry for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you wanted to play this game and you thought it was cool, and then you wonder why this happened. Or like, I don't be surprised when I hear news and like, oh, such and such happened. Like, what the fuck did you expect? You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit don't. I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's.
Yeah.
I know. I think we talked about it before. Like even with the whole like the free whoever shirts, you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, nigga, you knew he was out here doing shit like you. It's like, what do you mean free so and so? It's like, what is that what we doing now? Like, it's crimes are cool now. Like you don't. Nobody should get punished for that. Like, you just do your thing. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? That's the game. If that's the game, you can't be mad at it. The game is you want to play cops and robbers, motherfucker. That's the game. You feel me? There's no just robbers, bro.
And that's like you said, like that's the game. So like play that. You know what I mean? If that's what you're gonna play that. But when you trying to walk,
there's no cheat code to that shit. Man, there's no cheat code.
You cannot play both sides of the fence when you're doing this type of shit. Like any type of like self-employed type of stuff. It's like that is your shit. You know what I mean? And so what you're gonna have to surround yourself, your friends and shit is gonna have to be people that are in that trade, your peers and in those businesses or whatnot. It can't just be a bunch of people that because they're not gonna understand. You're gonna just what is it called? Like just be able to keep everything organized and really be like intentional with how you spend your time.
This is why I love school so much now. Like as far as like colleges and shit go, or even like trade school or whatever. Just the fact that you can go there and meet people that's doing something like you or whatever the case is. I know my boy was doing he wanted to do film and shit. I'm just like, bro, and he was already going to school. I'm like, you haven't met nobody at school? You know what I'm saying? He was like, no, I don't really talk to them. I'm like, why? Mm-hmm. Like, y'all all in there for the same shit. Yeah. Like, I don't understand. How did you not know nobody there? Yeah. Like, I just, because that would be my whole intentions. Like, you can start a whole team from them. You feel me? Oh, he likes to do this. He likes to do that. Let's all work on this shit together. We can all improve together. We can all, we all have our lane already. You feel me? I never understood why people wouldn't like do that. You feel me? That's why I get like fraternities and shit like that in college and shit. Like all that shit makes sense. You feel me? Because people do different things, and I need to be able to rely on you when I need something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, that's a skill set in itself. The whole networking and just working together, and that's why like with this school nowadays. And just some of the aspects of like education and all that, it kind of frightens me because it's very like isolated, just me, you know, through a screen. You're not like building up those skills of like being able to talk and communicate, interact, all that kind of shit. And that networking is a big part of
the fact that
successful.
You can't go out and like read the room. Yeah, is a problem. You know what I'm saying? If you can't like be aware of your surroundings and be like, oh, okay, I like this, I do it. You know, like you gotta feel that. You know what I'm saying? You can, I don't know. People spend a lot of time. We're gonna be walking around with screens in front of our faces, bro. We ain't gonna be. We finna be robots. We finna be at home. We finna have like these little robots that walk around the streets with our face on it, like, hey, how you doing? Hey,
I believe it. One more point I want to make out because it's something I see a lot of, and just based off of like kind of what I've been through is like when young cats is like trying to start their own shit, whatever it is, be very aware of like, for one, who you take advice from. Because I see a lot of people taking advice from people that don't have any like experience in that.
Yeah.
They don't have experience. Like whatever it is, like I'm trying to start a business selling whatever. And then you go in to talk, what you think? Oh, man, well, I think you should do this. Bro, I'm telling you, you should do this. And that. They have no relations with this type of business. They never even use these products. But everybody's an expert. They just feel like it sounds good to kind of come off knowing like you know the answers. You know what I mean? So being able to be like have a discernment between like, is this person really knowledgeable? Do they really know what they're talking about? Or are they just trying to not sound dumb and want to say something? So being able to like, decide what's real and what's not. That, and just like a lot of people, when you're up and coming, as cool as it is, you got your friends, your family, or whatever that want to support you or whatnot. But are they supporting you because you have like a dope product and you really coming with it, or is it whatever you gonna do, they just gonna be behind? Because that's two different things. And I think a lot of people start some of these businesses and they get caught up in like, oh man, I sold this many today, but did you sell them to your church? You know what I mean? That they ain't even used the shit. They just bought it just cause.
And now are you relying on the church income to give you that? Oh, okay, this is what I made there last time. I feel that.
And that's a big one because you can get like you just get caught up in it. Like, man,
you get caught up on the support than that product. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm only going to make product because I know people are going to support me.
Exactly.
And it's just like, are you going to make product that people want to buy though? You know what I'm saying? And on the outside looking in, how I help with that, as far as like if somebody want to like sell shit, I always look at, when people ask for my advice, I always look at it as a consumer. You feel me? Because I'm a consumer. I like to buy shit. So I always look at it, would I buy this? And you like, hey, what you think about this? And I always look at it coming as a consumer. Okay, if I grab this, if I see this on the shelf, I'm going to tell you what I don't like about it, what I like about it, why it got my attention, what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you know how I look at it, because, and sometimes I can be aware that I like what you did, it's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm also aware of that too. So, because I do know I like a lot of different shit. So I'm also aware of like, okay, I like what you got going on. It just don't with me, but I think it's sellable though. Like I think you got something.
And those are important things to say, you know, cause that's one way to handle it. And another way would be like, that shit, I ain't gonna wear that shit, but that's my little young life. I'm about to buy it. Cause now in his mind, he's like, oh, bro, everybody fuck with this. Not knowing it's almost kind of like at a sympathy type of thing or a support or whatever. So it's okay to have that happen, but for a young person, you got to understand and be able to differentiate what is really going on. And that's why I even told my brother, cause he would be doing his business. And he was like, man, I'm hella booked. Everybody's doing this and this and that. And then I was like, brother, like, you know, it's like, who's your market? Like, are you doing a lot of your boys and shit? Because for one, your boys is going to always hit you up and be like, oh, that's my boy, this and that. Because they feel connected to you. You're most of the time jugging them, giving them a better price to where that's another enticing thing that they're coming back for. But like, if you wasn't jigging them, you charging them regular price, would they still come? You know what I mean? And those are the little tweaks that you got to do when you're progressing in your business. Like, and it starts becoming more clear. Like, as you raise your prices, as you, you know, you offer different things, who still stays with you? You know what I mean? Because now is it like, was I just selling it to my people that was buying it just out of relation, or are these people really fucking with me? You know? And I think that's what happens when people like plateau, because then your church only gonna buy so many shirts, you know what I mean, or whatever, you know what I mean. But can you take this to another place where don't nobody know you? Do you have the communication, the marketing, the product, the know-how and the understanding behind this trade? Do you have all of that to where you can talk to somebody that don't even know you and be like, hey man, yeah, I really like your product, like this and that? Or is it like, come on, bro, support me? That's you know, I hate to say it, but like that's the one thing I don't really be feeling when people use race behind their shit and their promotion. Sure. You know what I'm saying? That shit kind of like
bothers the shit out of me.
It kind of dig at me a little bit because it kind of goes against a lot of like your entrepreneur things. You know what I mean? But then I get it. It could be a marketing tool too. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this is a wave right now. I'm gonna hop on it. I'm gonna use this to promote my business. I guess you could look at it like that, but like for me, it's just like I'm more so like I'm gonna gauge you by your product and what service you're giving. You know what I mean? Not how you look and or you know even how you market this stuff. You know what I mean? Like if your shit look hella dope, but then I go and your food is bad, your service is bad, your business is not good. Like marketing is only one section of this shit. You know what I mean? So
marketing is what got me here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? What's going to keep me coming?
Exactly,
you know
exactly. So I think those are just important things because I see that happen a lot. I just see that happen. You know, a lot of people just they're moving with like false hope. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to like sometimes getting that hard truth of like, hey kid, you know, I like your look, I like this and that, but you really need to research and really figure out like the trade more and be able to answer certain questions if you want to be taken serious on this next level. Because a lot of people, we get stuck. You know, I'm the man in my city, but you go somewhere else, bro. There ain't nobody even gonna respect you because you haven't put in the work and the training and all that type of shit, whatever it is. Yeah, so I just had to drop that because I see that a lot.
Damn, well, let's close this out, man.
Close it up.
The go-getters, man.
The go-getter mentality.
Shout out to y'all, man. I wish I had what y'all. Oh man, yeah, I'm working on me, man. That's why we decided to do this because I'm one of those people who just be procrastinating, man, and just trying to figure out what can I do. And then when I think about it, I get discouraged by the shit that I have to do. It's like, oh, I don't feel like doing that. Then you end up like completely doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just like know your why and fucking go at it, man. Yep. Go at it.
Yes, sir.
My favorite line I like to say, do better, man.
Just do better. Do better. Yeah, no, I love that. I'm going to piggyback off that. Definitely know your why. Just know, just know why you're doing it, what you're getting out of it, being realistic about all those things too. You know what I mean? I would say a big thing is just don't get caught up in the fantasizing and fall in love with the dream of like the exterior or the end result. I see a lot of people fall in love like, oh, I'm gonna be doing this, and if you ask them like why, they'll be like, oh,
so I could be shitting on
yeah. I'm trying to be out here eating this, but like there's a big section between when you start and when you actually reach that point. And unless you know, like, and have a good foundation of like why you doing it, you ain't even gonna make that journey. And then you're just gonna become like a serial, not even entrepreneur, a serial idea halfway starter. You know what I'm saying? Because you're always gonna hit those bumps when it gets hard. It ain't got no backing to it. You ain't got no real,
I got these ideas, man. That's just burning in my skull.
Yes, yeah. You know, so I think just be true to yourself. Find out what really makes you happy. What really resonates with you. Shit, a lot of times some shit that you just like to do in your everyday life, you can monetize that in a hell of ways. It's just being creative and thinking outside the box. You know,
and people do that.
Break the mold, man.
Break the mold all the time. Even like starting people, you see people on YouTube with like cooking channels and shit. It's just like people just like to cook, and now they just sitting here monetizing and showing you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the little shit, man, and it can be done. You just gotta. There's just work behind it. It's not as easy as you think. Yeah, that's it, man.
And just be yourself. Don't be afraid to,
don't be afraid to not be liked.
Yeah. That whole like toxic masculinity and shit. Like, I like doing that, but I don't want to look like a sucker. Who does this? Yeah. I just had a friend of mine on Instagram. I be watching him. This boy be doing dogs and stuff, like grooming them. And I thought that was the dopest shit, bro. I was like, bro, he really be flexing, like, design them and shit. And I was like, bro, that shit is probably going to really pop, bro, because it's like, I ain't seen nobody really doing it like that.
That's the ultimate flex right there. Look at my dog.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it takes a lot. It takes a masculine, confident, secure person to even, especially in these areas, to like put that out on the forefront for everybody to see. And I think a lot of people are just scared about how they're going to be perceived, and it just holds them back.
It's funny that you said that too. I got this my partner that I game with, right? My little online buddy, right? He always talk about, I'm gonna put my dog out, right? This motherfucker sent us a picture of his dog house. We're like, motherfucker, your dog has a mansion, motherfucker. Because we know he got money, and it's like his dog has a fucking house, bro. Just like,
see, that shit is
like
tight,
you act like
man.
you're punishing your dog because he's not in the house, motherfucker. He has a house. Like, what the fuck?
That's hella funny.
Well, yeah, man. Man.
Out here, man. Follow your dreams, man.
Follow your dreams and really put in the work, man. That's it. Case closed, baby. Shit was.